Listen to me, fear is not the enemy. Fear is the messenger. Fear is the signal that you're standing on the edge of something that matters. Fear shows up when you're getting close to the fire, when you're stepping towards something that could change your life. So stop treating fear like a wall and start seeing it as a sign. See, most people, the moment fear creeps in, they retreat, they fold, they hit pause, they say, "This must not be the right time. This must not be the right move." But the truth is, fear doesn't show up when you're doing something wrong. It shows up when you're about to do something right, something big, something different. You've been praying for the next level, right? Asking for elevation, for growth, for success. But then fear knocks on your door and you treat it like a warning. No, it's not a warning, it's a wake-up call. It's saying, suit up. Something important is on the line. Let me break it down for you. Every major breakthrough in your life will be preceded by fear. Why? Because growth is uncomfortable, new territory is uncertain, and your mind, your body, your nervous system, they all start screaming when you're about to break out of the mold. That's fear doing its job, but you can't let that stop you. You can't make permanent decisions based on temporary emotions. Fear might whisper, "You're not ready." Fear might shout, "This could go wrong." But bravery is when you say, "I hear you, but I'm moving anyway." Listen, a lot of people confuse bravery with the absence of fear. That's a lie. Brave people are scared too. The difference is, brave people move forward while shaking. Brave people keep showing up even when their knees are trembling. Bravery ain't about comfort, it's about commitment. Let me tell you something you already know. You were not created to play small. You were not built to back down. You were designed to rise, to fight, to push, to endure. So if fear is showing up in your life, that's a sign that you're getting close to the edge of your comfort zone, and that's exactly where you need to be. Don't you dare retreat. Don't you dare pull back. You've got to train yourself to walk toward the fear. You've got to build the habit of running toward the challenge, because behind that fear, that's where the breakthrough lies. That's where your confidence is hiding. That's where the blessings are buried. You've been waiting for the fear to go away, but that's not how this works. The only way to make fear disappear is to do the thing you're afraid of. That's it. The more you face it, the quieter it gets. The more you walk through it, the smaller it becomes. Fear is a signpost, not a stop sign. It's the universe's way of saying, "This matters. Pay attention." And you've got to make a decision right now. Are you going to keep treating fear like a red light? Or are you finally going to treat it like a green light? Every time you choose bravery over backing down, you're building a legacy. You're stacking wins. You're rewiring your mind to believe, "I can do hard things. I can face the fire. I don't need to feel ready. I need to be ready." So from this moment forward, I want you to shift your perspective. When fear shows up, don't panic. Don't retreat. Smile at it. Recognize it. Say, "Ah, I see you. That means I'm on the right path." And then you push through. You step forward. You level up, because the brave, they don't run from fear. They rise because of it. Let's get something straight right now. If you want to grow, if you want to win, if you want to change your life, then you've got to stop running from the unknown and start running toward it. Period. You've been playing it safe for too long. You've been sitting in the same chair, doing the same routine, living the same story, and wondering why your life hasn't changed. You can't keep doing what's familiar and expect transformation. You can't live in your comfort zone and touch greatness at the same time. It's impossible. The unknown is uncomfortable, I get it. It's messy, it's uncertain, it's risky. You don't know what's gonna happen next, and that makes your stomach flip. That makes your palms sweat. That makes your mind start making excuses. What if I fail? What if it doesn't work? What if I'm not ready? But what if you fly? What if it's the best decision you've ever made? What if stepping into the unknown is the exact move that opens the doors you've been praying for? Look, the enemy of your breakthrough is your addiction to certainty. You want everything mapped out. You want guarantees. You want to see the full staircase before you take the first step. But that ain't how growth works. You've got to move with faith. You've got to act on vision, not comfort. There's no GPS for greatness. There's no manual for mastering your purpose. You find it by walking into the dark, one bold step at a time. And yes, it's scary, but growth always is. You've got to train yourself to get excited about not knowing. That's where the magic lies. The unknown is where you discover who you really are. See, in your comfort zone, you can fake it. You can play the part. But when you step into the unknown, when nothing is certain, when nothing is guaranteed, that's when your real strength gets revealed. That's when your character, your hustle, your resilience, all of it comes out. So don't run from the unknown, embrace it. Learn to chase it. Because the people who go to the next level, they're not the ones who had it all figured out. They're the ones who said, I don't know exactly what's ahead, but I'm going anyway. I want you to think about a time in your life when you were afraid, but you moved anyway. Maybe it was that job you applied for. Maybe it was the city you moved to. Maybe it was the moment you finally stood up for yourself. You didn't have the blueprint, but you had the bravery, and look where it got you. Now imagine if you lived your whole life with that mindset. Imagine if every time uncertainty showed up, you welcomed it like an old friend. Imagine if instead of saying, what if it goes wrong, you said, what if this is the moment everything goes right? Because growth doesn't knock, it waits in the shadows. It waits for the one who's willing to walk into the fog, to move without guarantees, to start before they feel ready. You keep waiting for confidence, but confidence is built in the unknown. You don't get brave by staying safe. You get brave by walking into the storm and realizing you didn't get destroyed. You didn't fall apart. You got stronger. And don't think the greats had it easy. Every champion, every leader, every world changer you look up to, they all stepped into the unknown. They started with doubt. They started with fear. But they moved anyway. That's what made them different. So here's your challenge. Every time you're tempted to stay safe, to stay small, to stay stuck, I want you to take the leap instead. I want you to move when it's uncertain. I want you to trust that you are built for the storm. The unknown isn't your enemy. It's your path to greatness. And the sooner you embrace it, the sooner you evolve. You've been waiting for life to feel less scary. But maybe it's time you got more dangerous. Maybe it's time you stopped asking for easy and started demanding more of yourself. The unknown is calling. The next level is waiting, and you're ready. Let me tell you something. Fear has been running its mouth in your life for way too long. Fear's been talking loud, and you've been listening. It's been whispering lies in your ear like, you're not good enough. You're gonna fail. You'll never make it. And you've been letting it shape your decisions, control your steps, and hold your destiny hostage. Enough. Fear only has the power you give it. The problem is not the fear, the problem is your silence. You've been quiet while fear's been loud. You've been passive while fear's been aggressive. It's time to flip the script. It's time to speak power, speak purpose, speak truth. You want to beat fear, then you better open your mouth. You better start speaking with authority. You better start talking back to the enemy that's been living rent-free in your mind. Every time fear tries to get in your head, you better respond with, I'm not what I feel, I'm what I decide. Every time fear says, you're not ready, you say, I'm built for this. When fear says, you're not strong enough, you say, watch me. See, this ain't about motivational quotes on your wall. This is about the language you use every single day. Your words shape your mindset. Your mindset shapes your actions, and your actions shape your results. So stop speaking defeat. Stop speaking doubt. Stop agreeing with fear. You gotta start speaking like a warrior. You gotta start declaring who you are even when your knees are shaking, even when you don't feel it, because your feelings are not the final authority. Your voice is. Your decision is. I know what some of y'all are thinking, but I don't feel brave. Guess what? Courage is not about what you feel, it's about what you speak. and what you do in spite of what you feel. The real ones speak life even when death is staring them in the face. The real ones speak victory even when everything around them says defeat. When was the last time you encouraged yourself? When was the last time you spoke over your own life and reminded yourself of who you are? Some of you are waiting for someone to affirm you, someone to validate you, and meanwhile, your purpose is on pause. Stop waiting, start declaring. You've got to become your own hype man, your own coach, your own fire starter. Wake up every morning, look in the mirror and say, I'm chosen, I'm focused, I'm powerful. I've got everything I need to conquer today. You've got to speak like your life depends on it, because it does. Fear will keep talking, but so what? Let it talk. Let it yell, but you don't shrink. You don't fold. You don't echo it. You respond. You rise. You rewrite the narrative. Do you understand the power of your tongue? You can build or destroy with what you say. The same way fear uses words to trap you, you can use words to break free. That's why you've got to be intentional, strategic, ruthless with your declarations. No more passive talk. No more self-sabotage. You're not weak. You're not broken. You're not too late. You're not behind. You are a warrior. You are equipped. You are destined. You are ready. That's the language. That's the energy. And let me tell you something, the people who break through, they don't wait until they feel fearless. They speak like champions while they're still trembling. That's what separates the great from the average. They speak faith in the face of fear. They speak vision in the valley. They speak victory while they're still bleeding. So here's the assignment. I want you to create a new vocabulary. I want you to write down 10 power statements that speak to your purpose, your strength, your calling, and I want you to say them out loud every single day, not once, not casually, every single day. Like your freedom depends on it, because it does. And the next time fear shows up, don't just sit there. Don't just fold. You get in its face and say, you picked the wrong one today. I don't run, I rise. I've got something greater on the inside than anything trying to stop me from the outside. Your voice is your weapon. Use it. Speak power to your fear and watch everything change. Let me break it down for you right now. The only way you're gonna push through fear is if your why is bigger than your what. If that's it. You've been paralyzed by what if I fail? What if I lose? What if I get laughed at? What if I'm not enough? But all that stops the moment you get locked in on why you started. The moment you reconnect with why you get up every morning, why you grind, why you fight, why you sacrifice, that's the moment fear starts losing its grip. Fear will always try to shrink your vision. It will always try to cloud your purpose, but your why is your anchor. When life gets heavy, your why keeps you grounded. When storms hit, your why keeps you standing. When the pressure feels unbearable, your why reminds you this ain't just about you. You think this is about your fear? Nah. This is about your family. This is about your future. This is about breaking chains, setting legacies, rewriting stories. This is about the generations coming behind you who are depending on you to be the first. The one who said, fear ends with me, doubt stops here. I'm changing the direction of this bloodline. Let me tell you something, fear gets real small when you focus on purpose. But when all you're looking at is the fear, that thing gets big in your mind. It gets loud. It gets overwhelming. But the moment you shift your focus back to why you started this journey in the first place, the fear starts to shrink. You stop thinking about what could go wrong, and you start thinking about what happens if you don't show up. That's what courage is. It's not the absence of fear. It's the presence of purpose. Every single time I hear someone say they're ready to quit, to give up, to throw in the towel, I ask them one thing. Why did you start? You were hungry when you started. You were fired up. You had vision. You had a mission. You said you were gonna change the game. You said you were gonna rise above the pain, the past, the poverty, the patterns. Don't you dare let fear rob you of that fire. Don't you dare let fear rewrite your story. Because let's be real, fear ain't that strong. It's just persistent. It keeps knocking. But guess what? So does purpose. and it's time you answered the right door. You've been entertaining fear's lies for too long. It's time you let purpose speak louder. You say you're tired. Good, that means you're working. You say you're scared. Good, that means it matters. You say you don't know how you're gonna do it. Good. That means it's bigger than you, and that's exactly the kind of mission worth chasing. You don't need to know every step. You just need to remember your why, your kids, your dream, your name, your calling. Your people, your pain, your future, put it on your wall, write it on your mirror, tattoo it on your heart. Your why has to be so deeply rooted that not even fear can dig it up. Because I'm telling you, when your why is strong enough, fear can't stop you. Doubt can't distract you, critics can't silence you, setbacks can't derail you. You just keep going, you just keep pushing, you just keep climbing. Don't make the mistake of thinking courage is about feeling brave. It's not. It's about being obsessed with your purpose. It's about saying, my why is non-negotiable. It's about choosing movement even when the fear is screaming. So the next time fear tries to paralyze you, I want you to close your eyes, take a deep breath, and say, I'm not doing this for approval. I'm not doing this to impress. I'm doing this because I made a promise to myself, to my family, to my future. Let that fire fuel you. Let your purpose carry you, because when you remember your why, fear has no power. When you remember your why, quitting's not an option. When you remember your why, you become unshakable. You keep waiting for confidence like it's some package getting delivered to your front door. Like one day, you'll just wake up and finally feel ready. But let me tell you the truth, confidence doesn't come first. Action does. You don't start with belief. You earn it. You build it. You prove it. That thing you're waiting to feel before you take the leap. It's not coming. Not unless you move. Not unless you show up. Not unless you take that first shaky, unsure, terrified step and say, I'm doing it anyway. See, most people have it backwards. They think courage shows up before the fight, but that's not how it works. Confidence shows up when you put in work, when you step in the arena and get hit, but you don't quit, when you fall and get back up, when you fail and try again. That's where belief is built. You don't get confidence from books. You don't get it from motivational quotes or YouTube videos. You get it from work, from repetition, from showing up when you don't feel like it, from saying, I don't know how this ends, but I refuse to stand still. Let me ask you a hard question. How long you gonna keep waiting, waiting to feel ready, waiting for approval, waiting for someone to come tap you on the shoulder and say, it's your time. It's already your time. It's been your time. You're just afraid to act without feeling ready, but let me tell you something. The greats never felt ready. They just refused to wait. You want to build confidence? Then you've got to do the thing that scares you. That's it. You've got to walk into the room, even if you feel out of place. You've got to take the mic, even if your hands are shaking. You've got to post the video, make the call, hit the gym, write the plan, not because you feel confident, but because your future requires it. Let me tell you how confidence actually works. It comes from stacking small wins. It comes from consistency. It comes from doing the hard thing over and over and over until it doesn't scare you anymore. It comes from choosing discipline when you'd rather quit. Every time you keep your word to yourself, confidence gets stronger. Every time you don't run, confidence grows. Confidence is not hype. It's not energy. It's not a mood. Confidence is evidence. Evidence that you put in the reps. Evidence that you paid the price. Evidence that you showed up when you could have disappeared. You don't need to feel like a boss to move like one. You don't need to feel ready to act like a champion. You just need to move. You just need to do. You just need to build. You keep saying, I'm waiting for clarity. No. What you're doing is avoiding the discomfort of uncertainty. Because deep down, you don't lack clarity, you lack confidence. And that's something you have to earn through action. Nobody's going to hand it to you. Nobody's going to say, here, now you're allowed to believe in yourself. You've got to decide. You've got to flip the switch. You've got to act like the person you're trying to become before you even feel like that person. Do you want to be the kind of person who makes moves without guarantees? Do you want to be the kind of person who speaks even when the voice is shaking? Then start today, start now, not when it's convenient, not when the fear disappears, because it won't. If you want confidence, you've got to be willing to fail in public. You've got to be willing to fall in front of people. You've got to be willing to embarrass yourself. You've got to be willing to grow where everyone can see you. That's the price. But let me promise you something. Every time you take action, you're not just building results, you're building belief. You're training your mind to say, if I can do this, I can do the next thing too. Stop waiting, stop hesitating, stop stalling, move, because confidence is not something you wait for, it's something you earn. Let's cut through the noise. Why, yes, it's going to hurt. Yes, it's going to stretch you. Yes, it's going to demand everything you've got and more. But hear me, pain is temporary. But that feeling you get when you quit on yourself, that doesn't go away, that stays. That lingers, that becomes a scar on your soul. See, we live in a world where everybody wants to be great. Until it gets uncomfortable, everybody wants success. Until sacrifice shows up, everybody wants purpose. Until the pain comes knocking. But the ones who make it, the ones who break the cycle, they're not the ones who avoid the pain. They're the ones who embrace it. They understand that pain is part of the price. You think the struggle you're facing right now is meant to break you. No, it's meant to build you. That pain is there to sharpen you, to strengthen your character, to reveal your courage. But most people, they run. The second life gets hard, they throw in the towel. The second it gets heavy, they retreat. The second it gets scary, they hide. But not you, not now. Because you've got something bigger inside of you. You've got fire in your bones. You've got too much riding on this to back down. You've come too far to fold. And yeah, it's painful. But let me ask you this. Is the pain of growth worse than the pain of regret? Because regret, that hits different. Regret keeps you up at night. Regret plays on repeat in your head. Regret haunts you with what if. And let me tell you, what if is louder than any fear you'll ever face. You've got to make a decision right now. Do you want to feel a little pain today? Or do you want to carry the weight of cowardice for the rest of your life? Because cowardice doesn't always look like weakness. Sometimes it looks like comfort, like excuses, like procrastination, like I'll try next year. But deep down, you know the truth, you're playing small to avoid the pain of stepping up. But here's the twist. By trying to avoid the pain of growth, you invite the pain of staying the same. You live beneath your potential, you shrink, you settle. You lie to yourself and call it peace, but it's not peace, it's paralysis. Let me tell you what bravery looks like. It's getting back up when everything in you says stay down. It's showing up with tears in your eyes and fire in your gut. It's saying, this hurts, but I'm not going out like this. I've got too much purpose inside of me to quit. The pain is temporary, the late nights, the lonely grind, the heartbreak, the disappointment, it's all temporary. But when you quit, that decision lasts. That failure to rise, that becomes a permanent echo in your life. You can either choose temporary pain or settle for permanent shame. I know you're tired. I know you feel broken. I know life hit you harder than you expected, but you're still breathing, you're still standing, and that means you've still got a shot. So don't waste it. You want to build a life you're proud of, then you've got to earn it. You've got to bleed for it. You've got to cry for it. You've got to sacrifice for it. That's the price, and it's worth every tear, every bruise, every scar, because pain teaches, pain transforms, pain births power. So stop praying for the pain to go away and start asking for the strength to endure it. Stop running and start standing. Stop whining and start grinding, because the pain you're facing now is the gateway to the life you've been dreaming of. And when it's all said and done, when the fight is over and your story is written, you want to be able to look yourself in the mirror and say, I didn't run. I didn't quit. I didn't choose the easy way out. I faced the pain, and I won. So no, it's not going to be easy, but it will be worth it, because pain is temporary, but cowardice, that'll follow you for the rest of your life. Choose courage, choose pain, and become unstoppable. Let's be real, life will get scary. Storms will come, loss will hit, doubt will creep in, fear will shout in your face and try to paralyze you. But in those moments, you've got to make a choice, be brave or be broken. You've got to remember what we said. Fear is just a signal. The unknown is where your next level lies. You have the power to speak over fear. Your why is stronger than your excuses. You don't wait for confidence, you build it with action. And yes, it's gonna hurt, but that pain, it's nothing compared to the pain of living with regret. You were not born to live safe. You were not born to live silent. You were born to rise, to lead, to fight, to conquer. Bravery isn't in your muscles, it's in your mindset. It's in your decision to move even when you're scared. So today, not tomorrow, not next week, not when you feel ready today. Make a decision to stop running from fear. Start running through it. And when life tries to scare you again, you look it dead in the face and say, "You don't scare me anymore. I was made for this."